encourage me, inspire me, and motivate me.
I thought marriage was gonna fix all my problems. Maybe you're not the person that you necessarily thought that you.
Because I had everything, and I was absolutely broken inside. And I kept it all together enough to where I would never let you down, but I kept it too much together to where I let myself.
Last night's Golden Globes weren't just about the awards, because Selena Gomez was caught in a moment with Justin Bieber that had everyone in the room holding their breath. And trust me, that's only half the drama. Just hours later, Taylor Swift dropped a revelation about Hailey Bieber that's turning the internet upside down. And yes, it's all about Selena. Let's break down exactly what went down, because these two stories might be more connected than anyone realizes. Last night's Golden Globes weren't just about the trophies, they were about the moments no one was supposed to see. Selena Gomez was spotted in a deeply emotional exchange after crossing paths with Justin Bieber, and let's just say, the cameras caught more than anyone expected. But here's where things get even wilder. Just hours later, Taylor Swift casually dropped a bombshell about Hailey Bieber, and it's all tied back to Selena. What exactly did she say? Why is the internet suddenly convinced there's more to this than meets the eye? And could these two moments actually be part of the same story? Let's unravel it, because once you hear the full timeline, you'll never look at last night the same way again. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. It is free and help us bring you enjoyable content. And of course, watch till the end.
He called me this morning about the song with me good just by myself, not needing anybody to be associated.
I feel incredibly lucky because I was very confused to feel like if I said too much, maybe I was.
The Golden Globes. The kind of night where Hollywood's biggest names collide in one glittering room, and the cameras may be pointed at the stage, but the real stories are happening in the corners, between champagne sips and whispered conversations. This year, the story that eclipsed almost every award handed out wasn't written on a teleprompter, it was written in the history between two people, Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber. Now, before you say that's ancient history, let's be honest. Nothing in pop culture truly dies when there's a past this big, this public, and this emotional. Their names together still have a gravitational pull, like two celestial bodies that can't help but influence each other's orbits no matter how far apart they drift. Selena and Justin weren't just another Hollywood couple. They were a phenomenon. A saga. A multi-year roller coaster ride that fans, media, and even casual pop culture observers couldn't look away from. We watched them fall in love, break up, make up, and repeat the cycle in a way that was both intoxicating and exhausting. Every photograph, every lyric, every cryptic social media post became a breadcrumb for fans desperate to decode the state of Selena. And while both have moved on, Justin is now married to Hailey Bieber, Selena is engaged to Benny Blanco, the emotional fingerprints of a relationship that intense never really fade. Which brings us to the Beverly Hilton Hotel on Golden Globes night. Picture it, the grand ballroom shimmering under chandeliers, tables dressed in crisp linens, waiters balancing trays of hors d'oeuvres while weaving between actors, directors, and music icons. There's a hum in the air, a cocktail of excitement, competition, and just a hint of gossip potential. Selena enters, and heads turn. She's wearing a gown that seems to catch light from every angle, her hair falling in soft waves, her smile both effortless and deliberate, the kind of smile that says, "I'm happy, but I'm also aware every camera in this room is watching me." Benny Blanco is by her side, hand on the small of her back, guiding her through the crowd like someone who knows exactly how much energy it takes to be on in a space like this. Across the room, Justin Bieber arrives. He's not here to cause a stir. At least not intentionally, but being Justin Bieber means the stir arrives with you. He's dressed in a perfectly tailored suit, his posture relaxed but alert, his gaze sweeping the room in that way people do when they're both searching and avoiding. It's at this point, and here's where the night tilts, that their eyes meet. Not in a dramatic, rom-com way where the music swells and everyone gasps, but in the quiet, blink-and-you-miss-it way that real life delivers emotional punches. And in that moment, everything between them, the joy, the heartbreak, the late nights, the public scrutiny, the songs that were love letters and the songs that were veiled jabs, condenses into a single second. For Selena, it's not about still being in love. It's not about regret. It's about recognition. That's the person who knew her in ways the public never will. That's the boy who became a man in the spotlight alongside her. That's the chapter she closed, but one whose echoes still hum in certain rooms. And this isn't just any room. This is a room full of Hollywood's biggest names, a room where image is everything, where every smile and glance can be spun into a headline by morning. Sources say Selena's demeanor didn't change. She stayed poised, warm, fully present with Benny. But those who've known her for years swear they caught it, that tiny flicker in her eyes. A flash of memory? A twinge of something unnamed? Call it nostalgia, call it emotional muscle memory. Whatever it was, it lingered. And here's the thing, even the happiest, most secure people can be caught off guard by a run-in with someone from their past. Especially someone who was woven into the fabric of their formative years. You don't just see them, you see the version of yourself you were when you were with them. You remember the things you loved and the things you survived. You measure the distance between who you were then and who you are now. That's a lot to process when you're holding a glass of champagne in a designer gown. Benny, by all accounts, read the room and read her. He's not a rookie to industry dynamics, and he knows the history. Insiders say he kept close, checking in subtly, never making it awkward, and grounding her in the present. That's the kind of unspoken support that doesn't make headlines, but it's exactly what keeps a night like this from turning emotionally sideways. Meanwhile, social media went into overdrive. A single clip of Selena leaning in to say something to a friend during the ceremony went viral, with fans speculating on what she might have been reacting to. Some insisted it was unrelated, others connected it to Justin's presence. Then came the side-by-side seating chart comparisons, the frame-by-frame breakdowns of red carpet arrivals, and the inevitable hashtag storm. The internet, as it does, became a mix of FBI-level sleuthing and over-caffeinated fanfiction. But to really understand why this moment hit so hard for her, for him, for fans, we have to rewind. Back to when Selena and Justin first collided in the public eye. They were teenagers, barely old enough to vote, yet living lives most people can't fathom. Their relationship was the perfect storm of timing, chemistry, and media obsession. Every date night became a paparazzi stakeout. Every song release was dissected for clues about the other. They had the kind of connection that seemed to thrive in the chaos until it didn't. The breakups were messy, the reconciliations even messier, and all of it played out under the unblinking eye of fame. For Selena, the toll was heavy. She's spoken openly about how the relationship left her feeling absolutely broken inside, despite having everything she thought she wanted. That kind of emotional devastation doesn't evaporate just because you've found happiness later. It becomes part of your history, a scar that doesn't hurt anymore, but still catches the light if you move a certain way. Which brings us back to the Globes. This wasn't just an X sighting. It was the collision of past and present in one of the most high-pressure, hyper-visible environments imaginable. It was a reminder that even in rooms full of achievement and celebration, the most human experiences, surprise, vulnerability, nostalgia, can quietly unfold in the space between glances. And maybe that's why people are so fascinated by this moment. Not because they want drama, okay, maybe a little, but because it's relatable. Who hasn't had that unexpected run-in that knocks the wind out of you for just a second? Who hasn't had to plaster on a smile while their mind briefly spirals back to a different time? For Selena, the beauty of this moment is that she didn't spiral. She didn't lose her footing. She navigated it with grace, surrounded by people who know her story and support where she is now. She's not the girl in the headlines anymore. She's the woman who writes her own. By the time the after-parties kicked off, the mood had shifted. The night belonged to the winners, the fashion, and the celebrations. Whatever flicker of the past had crossed her mind earlier was now tucked away, replaced by laughter, music, and the presence of the man she's building her future with. But for those paying attention, the real win of the night was watching someone who once felt broken stand in the same room as her past and remain whole. That's not just Hollywood resilience. That's human resilience. And if you ask me, that's a bigger glow-up than any award statue could ever represent. Now here's where the story moves from a fleeting eye-contact moment to something layered with Hollywood politics, fan culture psychology, and the unspoken rules of high-profile encounters. Because the thing about a night like the Golden Globes is that every move is both organic and calculated. Yes, people mingle, but they also choose who they mingle with and who they don't. They choose when to step into a room, when to linger at the bar, when to step outside for fresh air that just happens to align with a certain person's arrival or departure. It's a chess game disguised as a cocktail party. And for Selena Gomez, walking into that ballroom was already a delicate dance. She's not just an actress or a singer, she's a brand, a multi-million follower empire, a woman whose life story is so public that even the smallest moment can ripple into headlines. Walking in with Benny Blanco was a statement in itself. She's not only in love, she's choosing stability and authenticity after years of navigating a dating landscape where every romantic move was scrutinized. Benny is her safe space, the man she's credited with bringing laughter and lightness back into her personal life. But the universe, or maybe the seating chart, had other plans for that night. The sight of Justin Bieber across the room wasn't a scandal, it was an inevitability. Hollywood isn't as big as it looks from the outside, and award season puts everyone in each other's orbit whether they like it or not. Still, the emotional math is complicated. Imagine being at your high school reunion, but instead of a school gym, it's a red-carpeted ballroom, and instead of old classmates, it's the world's biggest stars. And the ex who once made your heart race and later broke it is not only there, but existing in the same high-profile, hyper-observed space as you. People love to say, just ignore it when it comes to seeing an ex, but in an environment like this, there's no such thing. Those lyrics aren't just art, they're timestamps of emotional reality. So when they lock eyes, even for a second, all of that history becomes the unspoken third guest at the table. And it's not just between them, the room knows. The entertainment industry is a village with expensive lighting. People remember. Publicists remember. Fellow artists remember. Which is why what Selena didn't do that night might be the most telling part of the story. She didn't lean into any narrative the media could twist into Selena still has feelings. She didn't give a tabloid photographer that one perfect, caught-off-guard shot. She stayed in control of her own story. Meanwhile, Justin was playing his own game. Insiders say he spent much of the evening in conversation with a tight circle, moving from table to table in a rhythm that felt intentional. His expressions were neutral, polite, but there was a noticeable absence of any direct interaction with Selena, no handshake, no passing hello, no moment for the cameras to feed on. Whether that was mutual or strategic, we'll never know. What we do know is that absence speaks as loudly as presence in these situations. And then there's the fan reaction, which in many ways is its own character in this saga. Within hours of the first Golden Globes clip surfacing, TikTok was flooded with edits, voiceovers, and amateur lip readers claiming to decode Selena's side conversations. On Twitter, or X, as we now call it, threads broke down the night with the precision of a true crime investigation. Screenshots, timestamps, speculative emotional arcs. Some fans romanticized the idea of a lingering connection. Others championed her new chapter with Benny, framing the night as a triumph of growth and self-respect. That duality, the tug between nostalgia and progress, is exactly why this moment has such staying power. Because the truth is, both can be true. You can acknowledge the emotional weight of your past without wanting to revisit it. You can feel a pang without wanting the whole meal again. The psychology here is fascinating, especially when you layer fame into it. Most of us, when confronted with an ex, can process the feelings privately. That's the kind of composure you only earn from surviving the emotional gauntlet of your early 20s in the public eye. As the night wore on, the natural mingling patterns took over. Celebrities floated between tables, gravitated toward friends, and formed small, laughing clusters in dimly lit corners. The focus shifted from the room-wide energy to smaller, more intimate conversations. Whatever electricity sparked in those first minutes had either dissipated or been neatly tucked away. By the time the after-parties began, Selena and Benny were firmly in their own bubble, still working the room, but doing so as a unit. There's something powerful about that visual. The woman who once stood beside Justin Bieber on red carpets now standing beside Benny Blanco, radiating a different kind of energy. Not the high drama, will they or won't they tension of her early 20s, but the grounded, inside joke warmth of someone who's in a relationship for herself, not for the storyline. And in a way, that's the beauty of pop culture. It's both reality and projection, fact and fantasy, lived experience and collective storytelling. For Selena and Justin, this was just one night, one moment in a long, complex history. For the rest of us, it's a reminder of how even the most glamorous rooms can hold the most ordinary human truths, that seeing someone from your past can stir you, shake you, or simply make you grateful for where you are now.
But I think that, if something's toxic and it's only ever really been that, what are you gonna do?
Just move on.
Just move on. It's fine.
It's the kind of drama that could only happen in the world of pop stars, paparazzi flashes, and Instagram algorithms, a tangled love triangle that refuses to stay in the past, no matter how many years, relationships, and hairstyles have gone by. Imagine this. You marry the pop icon you'd had a crush on since you were a teenager, thinking it's the ultimate fairy tale ending. But every time your name trends online, it's not because of a new modeling campaign or a glamorous red carpet look. Nope. It's because fans keep dragging you back into comparisons with his famous ex. And if that wasn't awkward enough, every little thing you do, from what you wear, to what you post, to whose posts you accidentally like, somehow gets linked back to her. This isn't just Hollywood gossip. This is a decade-long saga of love, obsession, and the kind of public scrutiny that makes even the most confident celebrities start double-checking who they follow on Instagram. Welcome to the never-ending story of Hailey Bieber, Selena Gomez, Justin Bieber, and a fandom that refuses to let the past die. To understand why this drama has such a strong grip on pop culture, you have to rewind all the way back to 2009, when a 12-year-old Hailey Baldwin met Justin Bieber for the first time, introduced by none other than her father, actor Stephen Baldwin. At the time, Justin was the floppy-haired teen heartthrob taking over the world with One Time, and Hailey was just another fan, albeit one with some serious family connections. They crossed paths again in 2011 at the premiere of Justin's Never Say Never concert movie. But here's where the plot thickens. By that point, Justin was already dating Selena Gomez, America's sweetheart, and one half of what would become one of the most obsessed over celebrity couples of all time, Selena. And get this, Hailey wasn't just aware of them. She was a fan. Like, tweeting about them kind of fan. In 2011, she tweeted, "I don't care what anyone says, but Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez together is the definition of a teenage dream #word." In 2012, she added, "She is beyond flawless and he's Bieber. They are the perfect relationship. Forever alone." That's right, the woman who would eventually marry Justin publicly gushed over how perfect he was with another woman. Fast forward a few years, and the Selena roller coaster had been through multiple ups and downs. By January 2016, both were dating other people when Justin and Hailey shocked the internet with a New Year's Eve kiss. Fans were devastated, especially the Selena faithful, who still hoped Justin and Selena would find their way back to each other. But the romance was short-lived, fizzling out after 6 months, with Justin moving on to Sofia Richie and eventually reconciling with Selena in 2017. For a brief moment, it seemed like Selena might actually get their fairy tale ending. But by 2018, it was over, and that's when Justin and Hailey's relationship went into overdrive. Just a few months later, they were engaged. By September 2018, they were married. Cue the internet explosion. The speed of their engagement, so soon after Justin's final breakup with Selena, fueled rumors that maybe, just maybe, there had been some overlap. Hailey has denied it, telling the Call Her Daddy podcast, "It's not my character to mess with someone's relationship. I would never do that. I was raised better than that. I'm not interested in doing that, and I never was." But while she insisted she didn't steal Justin from Selena, what came next didn't exactly help shake off the image that she was, at the very least, keeping a close eye on her husband's famous ex. In 2018, the internet caught Hailey following a Selena Gomez fan account on Instagram at House of Sel, which had about 30,000 followers at the time. Not exactly the biggest fan page, which meant Hailey didn't just stumble upon it in her Explore feed. Fans speculated she must have been actively searching for Selena-related accounts. The follow didn't last long. Hailey quickly unfollowed, but not before screenshots started making the rounds. The account posted, "OMFG, Hailey apparently followed me and unfollowed me LMO what?" To do damage control, Hailey DM'd the account claiming it was an accident, but of course, the message was screenshotted and shared. Fans weren't buying it. And honestly, who hasn't fallen into the rabbit hole of stalking an ex's ex on social media? The difference is, for most of us, it doesn't become headline news. But this wasn't just about a single accidental follow. Over the years, fans started noticing what they claimed were patterns, moments where Hailey's style, captions, and even photos seemed eerily similar to Selena's. For example, Selena wore a $1,300 gray Balenciaga logo sweater with her signature chic styling, black jeans, loafers, gold hoops. Months later, Hailey was photographed in an almost identical look. Coincidence? Fans didn't think so. And this is where the obsession theory starts to take root. Was Hailey just vibing with trends that everyone in Hollywood wears? Or was she low-key mirroring Selena's aesthetic? Depending on which corner of the internet you ask, the answer ranges from completely innocent to single white female level intense. And just when you think the drama might be cooling down, something else happens to pour gasoline on the fire, like Taylor Swift getting pulled into it, which we'll get into in a moment. Because of course, if there's anything that can make a pop culture feud explode into global headlines, it's Taylor Swift getting involved. In 2023, a resurfaced video clip from years earlier suddenly went viral. It showed Hailey making a gagging motion when Taylor's name came up on TV. The internet, especially Swifties and Selenators, went nuclear. Selena herself jumped into the comments, defending her longtime bestie, writing, "So sorry, my best friend is and continues to be one of the best in the game." That one comment was enough to reignite the Selena versus Hailey narrative, fueling endless TikToks, Twitter threads, and Instagram story dissections. And once those two massive fan bases, Swifties and Selenators, linked arms, Hailey didn't stand a chance in the court of public opinion. The obsession accusations gained fresh life. Suddenly, every little thing Hailey did was analyzed under a microscope. Post a story minutes after Selena? Fans claimed it was shade. Share a beauty routine eerily similar to Selena's rare beauty tutorials? More fuel for the fire. Even something as innocent as Hailey's cooking videos got compared to Selena's Selena Plus Chef show on HBO Max. And the internet never forgets. Old tweets, old photos, even side-by-side comparisons of outfits were dragged back into the spotlight. One viral thread titled, "Hailey Bieber copying Selena Gomez for 8 straight minutes" racked up millions of views in days. Some clips were a stretch, sure, but others, well, let's just say even neutral observers were side-eyeing. Meanwhile, Selena, for the most part, stayed quiet, which, ironically, only added to her image as the graceful, unbothered queen in all this. When she did comment, it was usually to tell her fans to be kinder, to stop spreading hate. But even those moments were read as subtle digs. The dynamic became almost archetypal, Selena as the serene, beloved ex, and Hailey as the defensive, possibly insecure current wife fighting to prove her place. And then there's Justin himself, who, despite being the common link between the two women, often seems like a side character in his own love story. Some fans think his public support of Hailey is lackluster. Others say he's doing his best to keep the peace in an impossible situation. But no matter what he does, the conversation always circles back to Selena. This is where the timeline becomes its own soap opera. People online compile receipts stretching over a decade. Hailey's early Elena tweets, her appearances at events where Selena was present, the infamous 2018 follow incident, the matching outfits, the shared captions. They point out that even before marrying Justin, Hailey was orbiting the Elena universe in ways that make the obsession theory hard to shake. But is it really obsession? Or is it just the impossible reality of marrying someone whose previous relationship was one of the most documented, romanticized, and dissected in pop culture history? Imagine trying to carve out your own identity while the world keeps comparing you to your spouse's ex, and that ex happens to be Selena Gomez. No pressure. Still, the optics don't help Hailey's case. Every misstep gets amplified. Every coincidence gets turned into a conspiracy. And the more she tries to push back, the more it seems like she's acknowledging the comparisons. It's a loop with no escape. The fandoms thrive on it, media outlets profit from it, and the involved parties, whether they admit it or not, are stuck playing their roles. And then, in 2023, Selena overtakes Kylie Jenner as the most followed woman on Instagram, a symbolic power shift that fans interpret as Selena winning the quiet war. Hailey, who's also in the beauty business with her Rhode brand, suddenly finds herself facing not just the shadow of Selena's legacy, but her current dominance. Any similar product launch, similar makeup look, or similar social media trend gets dissected for copycat vibes. Even Justin's behavior becomes part of the narrative. Viral videos of him allegedly looking uninterested at events, or not defending Hailey publicly enough, get added to the pile. In the age of TikTok, where microdrama becomes macro in minutes, the Selena-Hailey saga isn't just a celebrity feud anymore. It's a running cultural storyline, a meme factory, and, for some fans, a full-blown sport. And here's the kicker. Neither woman has actually done anything overtly aggressive toward the other in years. The vast majority of the evidence lives in the gray area. The land of social media timing, outfit similarities, and the perception that Hailey can't fully escape Selena's influence. Whether it's obsession, coincidence, or just the cost of marrying a man whose love life was once a global fixation, the end result is the same. Every move Hailey makes will forever be measured against Selena Gomez. And maybe that's the real tragedy of this story. That two women, both successful and talented in their own right, are trapped in a narrative they didn't completely write but can't seem to escape. In the end, the question isn't whether Hailey is obsessed with Selena. It's whether the internet is too obsessed with them both to ever let this die. Until that happens, every follow, unfollow, outfit, and eyebrow raise will be picked apart for hidden meaning. Because in the court of celebrity gossip, perception is reality, and reality is just another trending topic waiting to happen. And now, here we are years after Justin and Hailey's wedding, still sipping the same tea, still debating the same theories, still caught up in the same whirlwind of screenshots and side-by-sides. Maybe one day, the internet will move on. But if history is any clue, this love triangle, even with one side long gone, will live on as one of Hollywood's most enduring sagas. What do you think, harmless coincidences, or a decade-long obsession hiding in plain sight? Drop your take, because this conversation isn't ending anytime soon.